That looks good. Max Ordinate Nation, what is up on this fine Wednesday? Jeph, it's good to see you again.
What's up?
Soon, my buddy. I feel like I just saw you.
It's only been a day.
I just saw you yesterday. It's like we're spending too much time together.
I know.
So today we're going to try a new format. We go through some YouTube data. We look at some shit. We're not going to talk too much about it. We're going to try and shorten the episodes and knock out multiple episodes per week instead of just one long ass one where everybody dips out of the show after like 40 minutes, especially your golf days.
Yeah. And I think it's a good idea, right? Like this is a living, breathing, whatever you call it, being, thing, entity. So we're figuring it out as we go. But yeah, I think you're right. Like we divvy them up 45 minutes, half hour at a time. We get more solid content and we get more uploads each week. The people love it.
Yeah.
All
of that stuff. I just like talking to the camera. That's what I'm here for. And
perfect.
I'm excited for this episode. So let's get to the show.
I don't even know what that means.
No one knows what it means, but it's provocative.
No, it's not. It
gets the people going.
Well, Hector, here's the game plan. You're gonna bring us 2 absolute martinis. You know how I like them, straight up. And then precisely 7½ minutes after that, you're gonna bring us 2 more. Then 2 more after that, every 5 minutes until one of us passes the fuck out.
You got a bad attitude and you don't listen.
Oh, yes. There will be blood.
It is not the violence that sets a man apart. All right, it is the distance that he is prepared to go.
Ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while that you shouldn't have fucked with? That's me.
What the fuck else would you do this job? Cocaine and hookers, my friend.
Welcome to the Max Ordinate podcast.
Have you noticed I'm standing right now? I'm not sitting.
I couldn't tell. But you couldn't tell you couldn't tell that I was standing this whole time.
No, I couldn't.
I mean, it just looks like I have really good posture and I'm standing up straight.
So I'm continually adjusting because this is a new position for me. So
perfect. So
all right.
We're going to talk about first. I have a few things for us. I think it's going to be really awesome. We got some videos to watch, some pictures to look at, some things to critique. I'm still trying to name our specific time of the show. Like, what should we call it? Like, is it the things not to do? Or, there's a sports podcast I listen to where they have a certain segment. It's like dumbass media person of the week. And I was like, dumbass instructor of the week, but then we're not really calling people out. So maybe it's like dumbass instruction where we talk about something that's happening and we're like, don't do this. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Like you said, this is a living, breathing show. It's taking on.
And it's tough because we need to point out the things we see, but we also aren't trying to stir up the pot too much. So sometimes we can't avoid it. Sometimes if we see something, we call it out, and sometimes people are going to get butthurt, but we mean we have no ill intentions. We just want to fix what's out there.
Well, I mean, it's either working or we're being blocked because I'm seeing less shitty videos either way. I mean, so contract time. We hit on it a little bit yesterday. Quite a few people reached out, said, that's so awesome. I agree. It is so awesome that we won a contract for California for aerial platform operations. And so what I wrote on here, Jeph, is what do you think of when you hear, and I have to call myself out here. I misspelled here. I wrote H-E-R-E instead of H-E-A-R.
Saw that.
It was early. Okay. It was 2:00 this morning. What do you think of when you hear aerial platform? And have you ever shot?
I mean, for
aerial
me,
platform?
Yeah. So I have in a hunting I guess in a hunting context, I have shot a mountain lion from a helicopter, shot some hogs. For what I think of when we talk about, you know, an aerial sniper, aerial operations, I think about it in a law enforcement capacity. So for me, it's not necessarily this, you know, fucking slinging a 50 from a strap on the window. For me, it's more of a, you know, a light carbine or something that's, you know, just kind of more of an Overwatch type thing. But so I don't know.
So it's funny that you bring that up because, you know, obviously it's not a secret. I am spending some time overseas teaching the U.S. military on urban sniper. And yeah, I've taught 2 classes now, and now I'm moving on to my 3rd. And one of the things that I've determined that is a necessity is when we have our aerial platform week, is we've been shooting 7.62 gas guns. And that's fine, right? But when you think about using an aerial platform to take down, you know, light skin or vehicles or something like that, where you're trying to disable a vehicle, how much faith do you have in that 7.62, you know, copper lead filled projectile, right?
Not much.
So one of the things that's missing is the 50 cal employment. So for this course, we will be employing a 50 cal from a helicopter with the intent of more practical application towards vehicle takedown, right? But on the other side of what you bring up is you talk about having, you know, a lightweight semi-auto gas gun slung up in the window. And I got some videos to show you because there's a difference, a huge difference from what I'm seeing to what we're teaching. And it's interesting because you look at some of this aerial platform stuff that is out there, and the people are talking about, we teach the math and the technique behind it, or the precision. I think they call it precision. And you're like, where's the precision? I think you forgot the precision part of this equation somewhere in here. So the videos are going to show you 2 different types of methods. And if you were a cop, and you watch these videos and you think that you can be precise from anywhere remotely close to being precise on these platforms, I mean, you're wrong. I mean, aerial platform shooting is extremely difficult all by itself. You have all things moving. You're floating in the air. Everything is shaking. Like, you're struggling to stay on the target, let alone be precise. And then the shittier that your sling or your position is, the harder it's going to be for you, right? So a lot of care needs to be taken into setting up the rig that you're going to shoot from. So I'm going to throw this video up for you. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. It's been so long, Jeph. It's been so long.
Yeah, I haven't shot from a helicopter in probably 15 years, but I'll tell you, as people think about, you know, shooting from helicopters and stuff, and you can, you know, get a good position and brace yourself up against a door or something, but then you forget that your brace is moving.
Yeah. A lot of communication has to happen with the pilots, you know, tail left, tail right. I need you to,
Yes.
you know, slow your approach, or, you know, there's communication that needs to happen. So here is the first video, Jeph. You got it up on your screen?
I do.
All right, it says aerial platform operations. We teach you the math and science, right? I'm not really concerned about the math and science part of this because they're not showing any of that, right? There is math behind it. Obviously, like, depending on the situation, you're going to have more or less time to apply some of that, but just watch the actual position of these guys here. So are we playing? Let me see. Play. Jeph?
Oh, no, I got nothing. Just give it a sec. Feels like it's buffering. Nope. Here we go. Nope. Still
It's
nothing.
downloaded to the computer. It can't be buffering.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't see nothing.
How does this always happen? Okay. I'm just
There you
going to
go.
manually
Don't
fast.
touch anything. It's playing.
It's
Oh.
not playing. It's me. It's me. All right. So the helicopter's moving. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Here you come. It comes around. Now, can you see the shooter?
I can.
All right. So
I can see a strap holding him in.
All right, so you got the strap holding him in. He's also supporting himself on that strap. So now let me
Yeah.
fold a little bit here. Here we go. Moving. And how do I move this box? There we go. So you got the vehicle down below.
Okay.
Right, and it's just wham, 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 wham. And that's the run right there, right? So how does that setup look to you in terms of
here's what I would say is I would hope that whoever's aerial platform we teach math and science class this is, I would hope that that's just a promotional video that shows some cool shooting, because that position, that helicopter pilotness, everything about that, I can't think of any real world experience other than maybe some military operations where you're trying to just come in, take a shot, and get the hell out of there real fast, but with zero precision and zero care. I mean,
that was going to be
launch a rocket like that.
Is watching that video, do you think if you were that shooter that you have been given the skills and the training necessary to perform the difference between a vehicle stoppage, a vehicle takedown, or a escalation of force where you are, trying to actually take out the person? I mean, the way that this guy is shooting, you're like, man, I don't know if I trust that he can just hit an engine block or if he can actually take down a suspect. What if there's other people in the car? I mean, there's so many things to think about that I'm not getting a warm and fuzzy from that video.
Yeah, and I think if the goal is to take out the car, then you just set yourself up for a lot of potential to end the life of the human being in that car. If your goal is to take out the human being, that's a pretty hard shot, and that's a pretty unstable platform, and that's really setting you up for failure to actually take that shot. So I just don't see any value in that position, that flight path, any of that.
All right, so I got a second video for you here. Let's go back to the share screen. All right, and this will give you a little bit.
It was a cool video, though. If it's a promo video, I say cool, send it. Looks cool.
So here's this one. All right, I don't know if this one will play. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
Look at how much movement is in that beat, dude. The sling's not tight. I mean,
so that sling,
what are we doing?
Like that sling's just, I think that sling's just stopping. So you know what that reminds me of? You know what both of those remind me of, like legitimately a lot? I watch a lot of guys that shoot hogs from a helicopter.
Yes.
And you have unlimited rounds, and you
bang,
you have
bang,
really
bang,
skilled pilots. Yeah, and it doesn't matter because you'll send, and I've done it. I mean, I probably dropped 90 rounds on one hog before we took him down. It was just that motherfucker was moving. But if you don't care about what you're shooting and you just want to send rounds at it, and you send 30, you hit it with 2, and if you're okay with that, then yeah, maybe that works.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a good setup.
Just the way they're flying and the way they're shooting really reminds me of hog hunting, which, yeah, if that's what you're teaching, cool, because there's guys that make their living doing that and they're really good at it. But this doesn't have any value when it comes to hunting humans or vehicles, I don't think, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a certain level that you should be held to as far as a standard for this type of employment, and it shouldn't just be a weapon off safe free for all. Like, there are other factors to consider while you are engaging a vehicle from a helicopter, such as people around you, right? Is the thought process lost in some of these agencies that train departments of the concept that you're responsible for every projectile that leaves that rifle? And I feel like that video doesn't really portray that you are accepting responsibility for any of that shit,
Yeah, there's a common there's a common gap between training and SOPs a lot of time, where we used to send a lot of cops to some high-speed training, really cool stuff, gives them a lot of skills, just pulling a trigger and some critical thinking, but not relevant to the job duty that we were doing. So the problem is there's typically not appropriate training available, right? I can't think of too many aerial platform instructor classes that really would hit on critical points needed for law enforcement, because they're not, to be fair, most of the guys teaching that they don't have that background.
Yeah, I think there's also maybe a little inbreeding where, a department has employed snipers out of a helicopter, and then that department now, has people who've done it before, and those people go out and say, I've done this before, I can show you, or I can teach you. And they've just gone off of their experience, but their growth is not happening. So you just constantly get this snowball effect of things. So here's a video I'm going to share of the law enforcement side that we did, and you can see an immediate difference in the rigs. Here we go.
This one looks like one of yours.
What's that?
This one looks like one of yours.
It is. Yeah. So here, I'll play it again. I think I was watching it before.
Oh, I recognize good training.
All right, so you can see immediately the difference right now. I know people might be watching this and say, well, it's two different kinds of helicopters. Yes, that's correct. One of those helicopters is a Huey. It's got a larger capacity for people, but that doesn't mean that you can't take the bird that you are assigned to fly in and still rig up something that provides you some type of stability to increase your chance of hit percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's no different. That's like, I've set up in the back of a Honda Civic before with the sling, shooting out the back window. I mean, I don't care how small your door or window is, you can get in that same position with whatever platform you're given.
It comes down to how creative you want to be and how much effort you're going to put into it. And the more effort you put into your rig, the better off you're going to be as the shooter. So this is one thing we're definitely planning on bringing to this contract that we just won, is a new way of thinking, better rigging systems, better ideas. And you know what? It's nothing fancy. Like, we're not going to go out and buy these crazy kits that are, somebody put together and said, hey, use this out of your aerial platform. It's literally some duct tape, a rear bag, and some ratchet straps, and different ways of rigging them up. You might even find a bungee cord in there where you have a ratchet strap, you have a bungee cord, and you have different manners of setting these things up. Again, it all comes down to like the bird and what capabilities you have to rig inside that thing. So I just thought it'd be interesting to show some comparison videos of what's out there and how we plan on setting the bar pretty high with our first aerial contract.
No, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to start putting the work in, and once it actually happens, to start passing on some different ways of thinking and some newer methods to just, it really gets these guys out of this echo chamber when they're sitting around and talking to each other about how to do things.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a lot of inbreeding, and if, again, you don't know what you don't know, and you see really cool promotional videos like, why do you look like a skull? Oh, there we go.
I don't,
you see these cool promo videos from these training companies, and I mean, sometimes that's all it takes. And we talked about it before, vet your instructor. I mean, if you're flying around in a helicopter making cool videos, somebody will give you money.
Like, going back to the vet your instructor thing, it's like, we can say that till we're blue in the face, man, but when it comes down to it, it's kind of like, marketing will get all of us eventually, some way, somehow. Like, you're really big into golf, Jeph. So if they could market or put a video in front of your face that would trigger you in some way, where you saw this putter and you're like, oh my fucking God, I need this putter. Like, this will change everything. And then they got you, right? On my side,
Mhm.
I'm getting, I love shooting. I love precision rifleman, marksmanship, but I'm also really big into climbing right now. I've really latched onto it. And you know what? If somebody threw a video in my face of a pair of shoes that was gripping the tiniest little crack on the biggest fucking mountain out there, I'd be like, oh shit, I need those shoes, right? Like marketing can get you, they could be the shittiest shoes ever, right? When you're in the industry, it's a lot easier to pick out things that don't belong. And when you're an outsider, it's a lot easier to just get sucked into, wow, these guys are shooting from a helicopter and they're doing it with cops. They must know what they're doing, So,
well, and the biggest mistake we make is every one of us thinks, oh, well, I'm too smart for that. So we let our guard down because we just assume that we're not going to fall for this shit. So inevitably we fall for it. I can't tell you the amount of, years of whether it's golf equipment or this freaking gun accessory or whatever it is. I could turn, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 putters sitting on my wall right now, which at one point I used. We all fall for it.
We do. So the last thing, or a few things that we have left to kind of put together for this aerial package is, it needs a little bit of a refined schedule, just to kind of line out each day specifically. So working on that, but just like all of our precision rifle courses, we have a no shit paperback printed student book, and every student gets one of these books. But we also have one for aerial, and it's just obviously we don't give it out very often. So this will be a good opportunity to get those printed and have the students walk away with something that they can keep in their hand and it's published. And so getting those made, outside of that, we're pretty much ready to go. We could run this course anytime. So I'm excited, man. I can't stop thinking about it. And June can't come fast enough. I'll say that. So
are you back here before that? So do you come back before June, or is that your next time you're back?
Well, I will come back before June, but it'll only be a few days before June. I'll be back right before Memorial Day weekend. So
are you shooting a match?
I don't think so. I don't know.
I just assumed.
Maybe if there's a match shooting, I might want to go. You never know. Steel Safari is the first weekend of June. I would love to go to that. Make sure my rifles are ready, make sure my ammo is good to go.
Mm-hmm.
That match is a whole different breed, man. And I couldn't possibly go if I felt like I wasn't ready, just because of the high standards I have. But so yesterday we talked about a tripod that I wanted to show you, and it's called Tricer 33-ounce AD. Right, that's the name of the tripod and the company. The company is Tricer USA. The model of the tripod is the AD. I don't know what AD.
I feel like AD is a poor choice of names for a shooting accessory.
It'd be worse. You could call it ND, right? AD, accidental discharge, negligent discharge.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he needs a little help. You should call him up. You should be like, bro, we need
I'll give him a call.
The name of this tripod. It just doesn't work well. So a few things about the tripod. It weighs 33 ounces. So you got that going for you. It's a pretty light tripod.
Mm-hmm.
So my question is this. First, not to knock these guys or anything like that. It is a tripod that is marketed towards hunters and backpacking in the wildlands and getting after some animals. Do they put 33 ounces because 50% of the people won't know how much that is? Or does it sound better than
call it 2 pounds?
It weighs 2 pounds, like if you say 33 ounces, people are like, oh shit, it's ounces, bro. It's ounces. I need that. It's so light.
Yeah.
So is that another market?
Yeah, I have to feel like it would be. And if you're marketing to, I don't know, right? So there's nothing wrong with a super ultra light tripod setup, but I feel like at that level you're marketing to these guys that are humping back a few days, or just whether it's sheep or whether it's elk, and whatever it is. I feel like most of those guys, at least in my experience when I was doing it, wasn't bringing a tripod. I mean, I'm going to save the 2 pounds and put on some a longer Harris in the front of my rifle, or just some shooting sticks, which is what most of the dudes would use. I mean, it's not like you're just sitting up there on a hill I don't know. There's guys that'll pack up there and you've got like 20 minutes to glass this sheep and you can set up. But again, I don't really know the market for a 32-ounce tripod.
I mean,
but it depends how stable it is. I mean, if it's stable as shit,
times are changing, right? Times are changing. People are getting more into the tripod thing. Jeph, if it was the difference between filling the freezer and not, would you take a tripod? You might, 100%. Right? So,
and I'm kind of being hypocritical, because when I hike in and I do, there's a handful of stands that I do that'll like be on up against riverbeds, and I'll set up, and if it's less than about a 400 or 500 yard walk, I'll bring my tripod.
Yeah,
because it allows me the ability to pan versus sticks will I'll sometimes limit. So I don't know, maybe there's a market for them.
Well, it's a pretty cool tripod. It's got inverted folded legs, so when it folds, and you'll see it in the video, they're also reverse pull, Jeph. So instead of like releasing the bottom leg and pulling it out, all the adjustments are at the top of the tripod, and you adjust from there. So it is a slick little system. I don't know if I'd want to use it for competition, but here it is. Can you see the guy? Tripod redefines what a hunting tripod should be. So it's a little bit of a lengthy video. It's about 1.5 minutes, and we can talk while he's talking. But
all right, I want to debut the Tricer AD hunting tripod, the ultimate tripod for hunters.
I still hate the name.
Tripod.
I'm just so ecstatic to share this with you guys. So first off, 180-degree legs, so you can put them all over packing.
So that's the inverted legs I was talking about, 180 degrees. Okay. So it packs up.
You're gonna do it right away. This off on the top. This is an inverted leg tripod, not like your standard donkey tripod. The bottom leg, fattest legs. So this tripod, the
can you see where the adjustments are on the top?
Is 1 inch.
They're all up at the very top, which is that's an interesting take.
So there's a few tripods out there like this, like Really Right Stuff makes one where it's a lot easier and faster to make the leg adjustments because you don't have to bend down to get to the adjustments.
Correct. But it also creates the weakest. It's the weakest point at where you would want it to be the strongest. But I mean, as far as how it's flexing and moving, but I don't know.
I mean,
I've seen it. I don't.
He says it throws all your flexes
on the ground,
away from the ground. With the old style, you have the smallest legs on the ground. With the new style, you have bigger leg up. Yeah, I mean,
maybe not wrong.
It adjusts pretty tall, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
I don't like to use the center post because you're kind of taking away all of the benefits of a tripod.
This thing,
like if it didn't have the center post, that would be kind of cool.
The fattest legs at the bottom. No more tiny little
fattest legs at the bottom.
Look how tall this thing is. I'm 6 foot flat.
He's 6 foot flat.
I can be 6'4".
It's a pretty tall tripod. Again, I wouldn't use it that high, right? I would maybe at maximum use it a fist above on the center post to shoot from. So it's not tall. I mean, for me, it's tall because I'm not 6 feet flat. But for glassing, I mean, it's got some good extension on it if you're standing. But so that's the tripod. That is the 33-ounce Tricer AD. And obviously, they're promoting it to shoot from. They're promoting it as a glassing tripod. But overall, it's for hunting. And
and I can't say much about it unless I buy one and try it. So I may do that and put it out in the field and see how it is.
I didn't even think about that. Let me see here. You think we can? What do you think the price of that guy is?
$329.
Let's see. I got to be able to spell first. Tricer USA 33-ounce AD tripod. Okay.
And then we would want to see if it's got all the proprietary parts that we talked about before, which is you can't put different heads on it. You can't. That would be what I would want to see.
Okay, the first thing that pops up is on Kickstarter.com.
So it doesn't exist yet?
It's a camera tripod, backer tribal tripod. This can't be the right one. They're trying to the MSRP of whatever this link is $1,300.
Wow.
There's no way. Okay, hold on. I found their website. Let me go to their website here. What'd you say the price was?
I said 329. Was I way off by
$1,000?
$1,000?
No, it's $350, dude. $349 to be exact.
Pretty fucking close.
Pretty slick, dude. So I think we're just gonna have to buy one, and
yeah, I'll send me the link. I'll pick one up and we'll give it a try. I mean, you know, we caught, you know, that the point of diminishing returns, right? Like it can only be so light to the point where it no longer works as well as it should. So, whoa, hey there.
Hey, whoa. I don't know what happened.
At what point is the tripod too light? You know what I mean? Like at some point when your rifle just drastically overrides the weight of the tripod and it's no longer stable or serving its purpose. I don't know. I'll try it.
I think it's going to be pretty legit, dude. I mean, I'm talking about the experiment, not really the tripod itself. I don't know.
Okay, good.
I don't know
like
if
you got a lot of faith in
it's
that.
going to be awesome, but I feel like the experiment will be fun. So
yeah, for sure.
You know, what will be fun is not carrying more than 33 ounces up the mountain. I'm just saying.
You know, well, here's what's cool about positional shooting and high angle stuff that we do. I could just not bring the tripod.
That's also true. So,
bring my big soft pillow that I can wear around me and find a tree.
hey, how many trees did you see up on that mountain?
Almost, I would say almost none, but the answer would actually be none. So
okay, so
you're not wrong.
What tree are you going to shoot from? I was just curious.
My broken knee.
Let's see. Where is that photo? I have a photo to show you as we move on to instruction fails of the week. But I can't find the photo, Jeph. I'm failing as a podcast person. I can't. I don't know what to do here. I've lost it. Huh? Aha! I found it. Okay. All right. So the first one. Tell me you got the screen up.
I have it up.
Okay. So instruction fails of the week. I saw this photo and then I started reading the description and it said that they ran a basic precision rifle fundamentals course.
Okay.
So first off is when you look at this photo, right, outside of like whatever this guy is doing, anytime you see a basic precision rifle fundamentals class and they're talking about teaching you positional shooting, should that be a red flag to just run the fuck away? Like you're gonna basic marksmanship fundamentals, but we're gonna shoot off of these platforms. Like, do you think you're
also gonna shoot? Yeah. So, and that's exactly it. You know, that one of the things that my one of my partners talks about, because he holds a basic precision rifle class for law enforcement, and I always give him shit because he doesn't shoot past a couple 100 yards, and he's like, "Look, this is basic. I need to give everybody the fundamentals. I've got them for 3 days, and no, we're not shooting off barricades. We're not doing any positional bullshit. I'm telling them how to shoot a rifle."
Exactly.
Fair enough.
There's so much to know that if you only have 2 or 3 days, why would you even approach positional shooting when you haven't even gotten close to understanding what you're doing in the prone? This should be a red flag, in my opinion. Like, if you see any basic course that says we're going to shoot from positional, run the other fucking way and never look back. I promise you.
Correct.
they do not have your best interest. They are thinking about
Correct.
how can we market this course so people will think it's cool and we can make money. That's all this is about. And it's unfortunate, but there are people that just want to make money. They don't care about the quality that they're putting out, right? And these companies will fail over time, but you don't want to be caught in the trap of losing however much money you had to pay to go and shoot this, right?
Absolutely.
The other thing, I wish I had like a little, I have a marker. Oh, hey, look, can I draw? Oh, I don't know what's happening here. Where's the marker? Aha, here we go. All right, so it's black. How do I, Jeph, we need,
Oh, no,
we need
yep,
mark.
right there.
All right, here. Can I delete that? Okay.
I have no.
I don't know what is
No,
happening.
the one to the left.
The one to
Yep,
the
left. There you go.
That one.
There we go.
Okay, let me delete this one again. Let me try. There we go. Okay. So look at this guy. Can you see it?
Yeah, I was just going to tell you, don't finish that circle because you'll fill him in and then you'll have a red dot over him.
You're a smart guy. You know that?
But yes, I see the guy. You could have just said the dude with the rifle.
I know, but I wanted to get creative and like draw things.
I know.
First, let's look at this.
Yes.
Where's the support here? And then
Give me anxiety.
what's going on with this? You know, like, oh my goodness. I don't know, man. If this is what's being taught, God help you if you wasted money going to this class.
Oh, and it's funny because that's not even what I have. Like I do, obviously, it's I'm keeping my fingers crossed that he's just glassing and he's wasting a chance for a rep. But one of the things that drives me crazy, and it may not bother you, it's just something that's always driven me crazy, is when guys are being taught this precision rifle shooting, and a lot of times they work in this. It's fundamental, so they're teaching team shooting, and the spotter is always 15 feet away, right? Like that's supposed to be your core heart. And maybe he's just over there looking at targets. I don't fucking know, but it's such a common theme that the guy spotting for him isn't even anywhere near him, which just drives me. It's just a pet peeve of mine.
I mean, I have other pet peeves. One, I'm not a huge fan of having a spotter. There's a lot of learning that can be done with having a spotter, but I have other pet peeves about shooting with a partner, such as like calling your shot, telling the spotter where you aimed, like all of these things, but.
Well, and I guess that's what I'm getting at, is that you can't, if you are going to shoot with a spotter, then you need to shoot with a spotter and do everything that you need to do, which is calling your shot and all that stuff.
Absolutely, 100%. But yeah, being too far away from your partner is a big one. Come back. So I can see what you're talking about. You got the barricade here. Obviously, I can't really tell because it's a picture, so I don't know depth perception wise how far that guy is away. But he's
at least the width of a shooting mat, which I'm going to say is at best 6 foot. So he's at least 8 foot away.
I don't agree with you, or I don't disagree with you. But if you look at his position, right, there's just so many things wrong here. The knees are bent, the hips are twisted, the non-firing hand is bent. There's no support in this guy whatsoever. He doesn't have the rifle balanced on the barricade. This is a guy that said, hey, we're going to go out and we're going to try and start a training company and offer precision rifle courses because they're cool and people will pay for it, and people don't know what they don't know, and we're going to sucker them. But honestly, you know what it is? Is they probably think they're doing it right.
Yeah, 100%. They live in an echo chamber with their buddies and they watch YouTube and they have "Don't Tread on Me" shirts and boots, and they just, and they will get the local business to come teach them how to shoot a precision rifle. Now, having said that, there is a market, unfortunately, for those people that will pay $250 for a day to come and learn how to shoot a rifle because they went and bought a Remington 700 with a Vortex strike whatever optic on it, and they don't even know how to shoot a rifle, right? They know nothing about precision rifle. Maybe these guys know just enough to teach them how to I don't know, maybe teach them the basics behind math and science.
Maybe. You know what? We're gonna have to do undercover precision instructor one of these days. Just
Oh, we should
pay to go to one of these courses and come back with a full report. I think that would be an interesting concept. Yeah, we got to do it, but we should go together and pretend we don't know each other.
Yes, I think that'd be fantastic.
All right, I'm gonna plan this out in my head. We're gonna go for it. So the other one is the other course that I picked out is like an instruction fail of the week. And I want your opinion on this. I have my own personal opinion, so I don't want to influence you. It is a sniper instructor course. So you go to this 5-day course to learn how to be a sniper instructor for law enforcement. All right.
Okay.
We have this drill. It's a tripod deployment drill. So you have your gear packed up. Well, you have your tripod collapsed. All right. And you got your rifle loaded, everything. And they give you 60 seconds to deploy your tripod in the standing position. And you have to shoot 10 rounds at a 6-inch target at 100 yards. So 10 rounds,
okay,
6-inch target, 60 seconds. Let me show you the target. So share screen. Oh, goodness. Oh, bro, I closed it. Hold on. I got to find it. While I'm finding it, tell me what your initial thoughts are just hearing the drill.
I mean, I guess where's the value as a sniper instructor in that drill? I have issues with a lot of these firearms instructor classes because they spend more time on just shooting than they do becoming an instructor, which we've talked about before. So
I was
60
thinking,
seconds to deploy your tripod and shoot a 6-inch target. I mean, fuck, I don't know. I haven't tried it. Maybe I'll try it tomorrow. I don't know.
So I was thinking the exact same thing as you. Like, if we're talking about an instructor course, now I can understand running drills so that you are familiar with what you're expecting from your students, right? But if you're going to an instructor course, well, one, you should already have a basic sniper instructor or a basic sniping course under your belt. You should have already been to some type of intermediate or advanced course where you've learned supportive positions. Like, once you go to the sniper instructor course, it should be more about how do you develop a training plan to teach these guys, and how do you capture each person's different ability to learn, right? How are you going to develop this class? How are you going to do this? Like, where's the instructor part of it is the first question that I had.
Yeah.
But then when I start looking at the drill, so we run a drill like this, Jeph. If you guys look at our advanced, well, it's not called advanced anymore. It's just called the law enforcement qualification target. It's for sale on the website. The very bottom right corner of the target, it's one of the last shots that you'll take. It is a 3-inch circle, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you have to start with all of your gear packed up as if you pulled it out of the car, right? So you're there, you got all your gear, and then boom, the time starts. You have 60 seconds to deploy your tripod in the position that you are instructed and take one shot at a 3-inch circle in 60 seconds. And that is difficult. That is hard time for people to meet.
Yeah, but what if he's still moving? You need 5 more shots.
So when I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, like, are we teaching precision and accountability, or are we teaching you got to get rounds on target as fast as possible and goddamn the fundamentals? Nobody cares about them anymore, right? Because if you put the priority on the time, then you're giving up the fundamentals, right? Especially when you're like, hey, you have to shoot 10 shots. I know people that can't shoot 10 shots in 45 seconds from the standing tripod position and be accurate. So if you can accurately shoot, let's say 10 rounds in 45 seconds, that's one shot every 4.5 seconds. That gives you 15 minutes to set up your tripod in a really good position, right? And one of the comments in this section was the guy who's writing about this instructor class that he's going to. He said that one of the things he learned is that he needs to mark the legs of his tripod so that he can deploy it faster. And I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is a huge trainingism, because you are basically, you're marking your tripod to establish a shooting position on the most perfect flat range that you've ever been on. But if you're not on a perfect flat range in the real world,
I read that.
Like,
yeah,
what are we doing
and
here?
It's funny, we just talked about that. We just talked about, it's a training scar too, right? Like, we just talked about, my beautiful baby sleeping?
Baby monitor.
I got to watch baby monitor.
Yeah.
Again, we just talked about why you wouldn't mark your tripods, and a week later, it's built into this class's training procedures and training outline of this is what you should be doing.
Yeah. I mean,
and again, I welcome the discussion, but
it's an old school method of thinking. Like, I was doing that in 2010.
Yeah,
2010, I was marking my tripod legs. Have we not moved past that, where we are building the tripod to fit the position we want to be in? You know, goddamn, if I put you on a slightly downhill slope, then what are you going to do? You're going to be fucked, because you don't know how to set your tripod up without using a little mark.
Everybody should be doing what we do, which is not teaching you how to set up your tripod fast, but making you train with your tripod enough that you kind of have a basic idea of where those legs should be, and you can immediately adjust based on your terrain and your position. 100%. But you are going to get locked into setting it up at those spots first, getting in your position and going, I have to move it again.
Yeah.
And that's just poor training.
All right, bro. Here is, do you see it? You got the photo?
I got a photo.
All right. Is
that one of my targets?
No, that's the 6-inch target that these guys are shooting 10 rounds in 60 seconds deploying the tripod. This is the target.
Well, he got it, and one of them got it in the throat.
Maybe they didn't get the class on accuracy versus precision and like putting those two together. Now, kudos to, I mean, he did get, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 shots. He got 8 shots somewhere in the black. And then he got 1 shot, didn't hit the target at all. So
I mean, I don't care. I mean, honestly, that's almost mildly impressive. 60 seconds for that many shots.
I know, man. So just reading that drill, I'm not a fan. I feel like the priority is being placed on time and shooting 10 rounds. That's some extreme shit. I mean,
yeah. And again, like I said, the issue that I have isn't even necessarily that, even though it's an issue. It's that, the instructor courses that I've either put on or the ones I've had to take, the emphasis is teaching, and the emphasis is what you need to teach, how you need to teach it, fundamentals of teaching, and whatever else goes on with that. There's very little time spent on, this kind of stuff, because that's not really an instructor course. That's if you want to go do high speed stuff, cool. But again, the problem with a lot of these classes is they get either approved by post, or someone just puts on a really good class outline that's just got a lot of shit in it, and they can call it whatever they want. Yeah. And they can say, yeah, but if you're really good at this, you can teach it. So you're an instructor. Like, yeah.
So we've been getting, people asking like, hey, are you going to come out with a law enforcement sniper instructor course? And I've had a plan, like a class outline, but we have never executed it. And part of that reason is, one, I feel you would had to have come to our advanced sniper course before you can come to our instructor course, because we need you to have a certain baseline, a certain proficiency, because the way I envision the instructor course is kind of like you're talking about. We're going to go through different classes, and I'm going to make sure you understand and you know things, but then you're going to build classes. You're going to come up with a training plan. You're going to lead the class in a specific topic, and every student will be required to have a specific subject that they are going to teach the class. And, you know, by the end of day 5, as the instructor cadre, you're just kind of standing back and you're letting the students teach the class, because that is instructor development, not this is how you do it and then go forth and do good things. You're not learning anything, right? I mean, you might as well just come through the advanced course and call it a day. But if you actually want to learn to be an instructor, then you need to learn all of the things that goes into it. So, yeah, that was just my thoughts. That was the instruction fails of the week. So I don't know, buddy. But I do know that we are roughly 50 minutes in and we are done.
All right. I like that.
We're done.
Are we going to save the me and you shooting vids for next week?
So after you and I talked yesterday and you're like, we need to look at shortening our videos and just doing more videos per week, I was like, okay. So when I was writing this outline, it just kind of flowed. So I decided that the next one that we do will include videos of you and I shooting, and, you know, certain breakdowns, critiques, things like that. But this episode just flowed this way, and I felt like this would kind of cut us at the hour mark, and here we are.
I like it. I do. And I would rather be able to put out, 2-3 videos a week than, 2-hour video and lose people 20-40 minutes in. So
somehow
the people,
we're just going to have
for the nation.
Eventually, we're just going to get to a daily podcast. This is your 15-minute Max Ordinate precision rifle. Don't do this. All right, cool.
I got no problem with that.
So before we get to that level, though, you have to change your God-blessed clock.
I will. It will. Next time you see it, it will be at the right time. I promise.
You said that.
I just have to find the remote, because I need the remote to change the time.
Oh my gosh. Technology these days.
The thing is you crop it out so they can't even see. You crop it out so they can't see it anyhow.
That's true. Can't you call Alexa? Can you tell Alexa, like, hey, Alexa, it is daylight savings time. Fast forward 1 hour. Is that not how?
I will call Rogue. I'll call Rogue and ask them to integrate an Alexa into their clock.
Hey, I want you to do one thing for me. This just popped into my brain, okay? I want you to jump on what is it, the chat GPT sometime today.
The AI?
Or sometime tomorrow. Because I think in the next day or two, you and I are going to get together again for another, 45-minute to an hour episode. So jump on the AI platform, the chat bot, and I want you to ask the chat bot something precision rifle related.
I'll do that.
I want to see what kind of answer you get. And
I will do that. That'll be my task.
Oh my gosh. I can only imagine.
All right.
Feedback is going to be hold left 0.8. Like, how do you know that? Oh, shit. All right. Well, that's all I got for today, man. I appreciate you being here. Everybody listening, all the support. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Make sure you head over to maxordinate.com. Check out the schedule. We do have classes coming up, PR1, PR2, courses that are going in April and May. Jeph, as always, pleasure seeing your face. Catch you in a few days, man. We're out of here.